Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Friday, November 14th, 2014. Okay, on the announcement front for yesterday, jobless claims came in, I forget here, bumped up just a tad higher than what they expected. Not really a big deal. The JOLTS report, didn't really look at that. Job openings in line, I guess you might say. Let's take a look, though. I wanted to do a little bit of a dive on the Treasury budget here. Okay, here's what we're looking at. Each year we have fiscal years of 12, 13, 14, and 15 just started with the October report. And here we see a deficit for October, not more than what they expected. They expected $130 billion, ended up being $121 billion. But 29% decline in the deficit for 2014. Begin the fiscal year of 2015 with a deeper deficit of 121.7 for October. Deeper meaning deeper than last year, which is the dark blue line here. And the deepest it's been, here is 2013, the gray line. So, not off to a real good start. It's going to be interesting to see what the trend ends up being. December and January end up flat. I don't exactly know why, but for the most part they end up flat. So looking at the blue lines for last year, December was a good month. They actually went positive, but deeply negative in February. And then, of course, in April on, everybody pays their taxes. They're in the black. And in June, probably quarterly payments, tax payments from companies, I guess you might say. So, you might want to take a look at this. It's pretty interesting. And for today, we have retail sales, import-export prices, consumer sentiment, and business inventories all coming up in the morning. And then the weekend. So, happy weekend. Across the ponds, Asia mostly bullish, and Europe mixed, pretty mixed, slightly bearish, and slightly bullish. So it's kind of can't really tell much about what's happening there. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on over here. Bring up the big four. Say no, just say no. Get down. When it gets around to it, there we go. Okay, looks like we might gap up a tad this morning. Of deep concern, oil continues to decline, and gold not doing any better. And I may add another chart or two here. Maybe make it the big six. With the dollar and something else. I'm not sure exactly what. Because here is something of a bit of a concern, is the dollar here getting stronger. Apparently the euro is getting stronger too, because the dollar's not gaining too much on the euro. Only, is that in cents? Yeah. So 0.155 cents. The dollar gained on the euro, so not that much, but this has been around 85 or something like that, if I believe. Let's take a look here. Yeah, it was up actually to 89, but still continuing to show this huge strength, which means, the dollar's gaining strength across the world, across all currencies. And although that may feel good, it's not really that good. Not this kind of move. This is sort of scary. I can't quantify it right now, but I certainly can put something together to talk to you guys about it. And gold. Yeah, gold not looking real good here. Neither is silver. So you might want to jump in and grab some silver. Not liquidate everything to get silver, but I think it's a pretty good opportunity to buy gold and silver right now. I'm not calling a bottom, but if you dollar cost average, it might be a good idea. Alright, over to the monitor tab, and here's something else that I wanted to cover. I went in and I found these symbols, which this is advances and decliners for the total U.S. market exchanges composite. And here's up volume and down volume across all exchanges in the U.S. and the total volume across all the U.S. So I am going to be getting rid of these up here because these are just the New York Stock Exchange. So I'll be taking those out and replacing them with these. If you are keeping the same kind of indices watch list, then and you want to change it, you might want to pick those symbols out. I don't know what they are on other platforms or if they're even available on other platforms. I know that this is for the Thinkorswim platform. I don't even know if Ameritrade, if we do like web trading or anything like that, on their, what they call it, Advanced Trader or something like that, that platform, the symbols are different, and it just drives me up a wall that they have symbols different on different platforms. You would think they would have. I mean, they have all these developers working on this stuff that don't have anything else to do. They just keep adding bells and whistles and making this thing heavy and cumbersome and slower than hell. Why don't they use those programmers to fix their symbols? I don't know. I guess. Okay. Now we can get over and take a look at the account. Yesterday I did buy back that short call on Baidu. Here, let me fix this up. Baiduo. And I can get rid of this column. There. So here's what happened on 11.5. I just threw this in here so I could do some quick math. 11.5, we did the 307.50 and the 310 November 2, which is today's expiration. And this was the price. I collected $1.95 on the 307.5, which is a short one, and the long one was a 310. Yesterday I bought that back for $9.50. And I did a little bit of math here, so the difference here is we're down $7.55, so I need $7.55 here plus the $1.44 in order to break even, which comes to $8.99 for that particular little option. Right now we are at $6.60. So if we were to take a look on the Analyze tab, and this, this is a risky thing to do. You don't want to necessarily do this normally. Baidu, what happened here? Total all accounts. Was that Baidu? No, that was Amazon. What the heck am I doing here? Actually, this is Amazon. Sorry about that. I got those two mixed up once before. Okay, so in theory, in order to get, let's go over here. In order to get the, I'll go to the trade tab so we can see a little bit better here. We need to get this particular position here up to, what did we say, $8.09, let's say $9. We need this to get to $9. We're, Delta's 88 right now, so we're almost dollar for dollar. As the day wears on, this delta will get closer and closer to 100. Is the underlying going to move favorably in our direction? Looking at the bid-ask here, it may just gap down a tad at the open. I'm not sure here. But we can go over here and say, let's take a look at theoretical price. So theoretical, this is pretty much the midpoint, or the mark where it is right now. Yeah, that's about a midpoint between the bid and the ask here. So what we want to do here is pump this baby up. The stock price, we're going to need at least $2. Alright, so if it goes up $2, it's to $6.72. How about $4? You're supposed to change here. How come it's not changing? It's not changing. Oh, here we go. Theoretical price. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong column. I have to watch this column. So, $3? $9.58. Let's see here. Maybe $2.50. And this is in theory. So it would, if it goes up $2.50 from this price here, the last, we'll break even. So I do have, or I did have, I thought I had, oh, I bet you it dropped out. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to, just thinking on my feet here, let's go back. Let's just go back to where we were before. Okay, so I have this position here, and I have 4 of them across 2 different accounts. So I'm going to say create a closing order, and I'm going to make it a limit. I'm going to want $9. Oops. 9. And it's going to be a limit order, and it's good for the day. Confirm and send. It's in multiple accounts. So, oops, I want to sell it. Oop, come on. Okay, we're long. Amazon, create closing order, sell. There we go. Okay, we want to sell it for 9. Start over again here. Confirm and send. There we go. It looks a little bit better. 2 in each one of these accounts. Click on multiple accounts. I have all these accounts linked. And there we go. So if it hits $9, we'll actually make a penny, according to the spreadsheet here. $8.99 is what we need. And here's the math if you want to look at it in each of these cells. So we're looking to make $8.99 on that. By the way, that's in the weekly profit on P&L sheet, so it'll be there if you want to look at it when it goes up this weekend or Monday morning up on my blog. Okay, so let's get to the A+ list quickly here. Apple's still waiting. Amazon, that's the one that we were just talking about. Here's a theoretical price here. It needs to get up here to $319.48. In theory, $315. So it's doing the best guess that it can on that. I'm not going to argue about that. It does the best that it can. Boeing, Nice move on Boeing. So if anybody got in on that, that was pretty sweet back here. It's a little bit too flat for me, but looks like it was a nice trade there. Alibaba, making me look bad. Alibaba. Is that today? What the heck is going on here? 11:13, 11:14. That's strange. That is very strange. Yeah, that's strange. I don't know what to say about him. Except I'm happy to see this right about now. Needs to get back above this line here to have us be profitable for today. Baidu, pretty much the same story. Looking for... we don't have anything here in the afternoon. This is highly unusual. Chipotle. Have a target set down here. Costco. Target set down here. We'll skip down gold. Let's go right to Google. Open trade on that. We're looking for this young guy to move down here. I don't know what the heck is going on here. LinkedIn. Looking for a move up on LinkedIn. It was looking real good yesterday, obviously. I did have candles over here yesterday. I don't know what the heck's going on here. NDX. Simulated iron condor here. We have a hook down. That's a little unusual. I can't trust these today. I'm not... right now, I'm not a real trusting person on these charts. Netflix, nothing going on there. Too flat. Simulated iron condor sitting out here. Where is it at? Let's take a look. How's it doing? How you doing? We're almost profitable. How about NDX? We're almost profitable there. You see, we're moving a little bit away from the optimal here, which is right in the middle in theory. Let's go to Priceline. Target set down here on Priceline. Russell. Target set down here. SPX. Jeez. Don't you see a little bit of a rounding pattern here, you guys? See that, man? Getting really, really tight candles here. Tesla. Tesla is blowing everybody else off and moving, heading up. We have a target set. And Visa. Visa, blah, blah, blah. Not really doing much right now. And that is it for today. Gee, with all that chat that I had in there, still finished at roughly the 19-minute mark. Well, everybody have a great weekend. Thank you very much for watching, and happy trading.